Matty Matt.
Yes, sir, Uncle T. What
Mr.
it do?
Barry. Mr. Barry. Mr.
Yes,
Barry.
sir. Yes, sir. What it do?
I can't call it. As we say in the D, what up, though?
Yeah, you know what? My wife told me that, because she lived in Detroit for like 16, 17 years. And she
That's
said,
right.
well, somebody here said, what up, though? And she was like, that's Detroit. I'm like,
All
baby,
day.
that's black culture. What up, though?
What up, though?
Yeah,
That's the
we what up,
only,
though? Yeah.
that's all D right there.
That's all D, huh?
Yes, sir. All good. All good, man. So, how was your week, man?
My week has been, man, it's been pretty good. Pretty
Okay.
good, man. Anytime, man, all your relationships are intact and you know what I mean, it just makes life
Yeah.
much, much easier to live, man. So
Yeah,
for
man.
me, this thing has been, I've had a great week. I had a
That's
great
good.
week. Did a little
So,
shopping,
yeah.
went to buy 5 or 6 different stores.
Yeah.
Most of them was driving my wife to those stores. So since I was
Hey,
taking her, I just went on in myself.
we
When
used
it
to
got
just
me,
go and just and beeline into the individual sections. She went
absolutely.
to you already know where I be, and yeah, we'll keep it moving.
That's exactly what we do. And she'll say before she walks off, make sure your phone is not on silent.
Uh huh.
And I have to check my phone. Okay, it's on ring, baby. And I go one way, she goes the other, man. Went and bought a couple of bottles of cologne too, man. I
You
bought
know,
some
I'm a little
old
low. I'm
fragrances,
glad you said
man.
that. I've been meaning to. I'm low. I'm low on my
I
juice.
was I was too, man. I was checking my bottles and like about 4 of them was empty. I'm like, whoa. I'm throwing
So,
them in the trash, man. I'm like, they empty. But
how many different colognes do you wear? I'm a one cologne kind of guy, though, believe it or not. And I
really,
got about two things that I fool with just to kind of mix it up. But I'm a like one cologne kind of guy until something just rocked me. And
really,
bottom line is, I just take ownership of that scent for years. When you smell it, it's like, oh, that's TC.
yeah,
Until something else hit me. But no, I got a ton of all kinds of stuff. But cologne, it'd be
yeah,
one bottle in
yeah.
there. Yeah,
Oh
just my whatever
man,
it is that
I
I'm
wear
rocking with.
about man, I wear about 6 or 7 different fragrances,
Okay,
man. It all
okay,
depends on the day, the mood,
right. Yeah,
what I have
okay,
on,
okay.
It all depends. But I picked up a couple of old fragrances a couple of days ago. I picked up Chanel Blue.
Gotcha.
Man, love that. It's an
Yeah.
old fragrance, man. I had it a couple of years ago and used it up,
I
and I've been
should go
saying I'm
back
gonna
and
get
rock
some
some
more.
old stuff. I've not done that. Normally, once I
Yeah,
move on from something, I normally never go back.
yeah,
I'm forward. I like that light scent kind of thing. I'm a
yeah,
Versace Dylan Blue guy.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
started fooling with a little Jimmy Choo.
Jimmy Choo,
That's just
yeah,
my little
yeah,
little bounce around to mix it up. But for the
yeah,
most part, I'm Versace Dylan Blue to the end,
yeah,
and I've been on that for about 3 4 years. But before
yeah,
that, it was something that I lived and died by as well. So it's kind
yeah.
of kind of one of them
Man,
things.
well, if you get next time you in the store, man,
Yeah.
cause I got it out of Nordstrom, but if you in any of those stores, Nordstrom, Dillard's, they all sell the same fragrances.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
One of my favorites, man, and I picked up another bottle of it was Burberry Hero,
Oh. Oh,
Hero made by
hero.
Burberry.
Okay. Dope. Dope, huh?
It's bad,
Yeah, I need that knockout. I need that when they sniff it, it's just like what where he at? What
yeah.
like that? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's
Now,
up.
now, listen. I tried some Tom Ford while I was in there,
Yeah,
and it was Tom Ford. It was in a blue bottle, but I just couldn't see myself paying that kind of money for some cologne. It was $425, man. I'm like,
yeah.
no,
I gotta really love it,
no.
and I
It was
ain't found
good,
too many
but
things that
not
I just
not four
love
hundred
like
twenty
that.
five dollars worth though. No,
Right, right. I hear you. I hear you.
half a thousand, man.
I
No,
hear you.
no, no cologne, man.
I needed to do something for me for that kind of money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's all
Absolutely.
good.
It needs to lift itself off of the counter and spray
And just
itself
jump
on
on it.
me. Yeah.
That's right.
Sit itself down and put the top back on
Put
and
it
tell me
on.
thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you is a big part of today's session here.
Absolutely.
I think today's gonna be a great conversation in the fact that we're going to talk about a topic that if you miss this, this might be your blessing.
Yeah.
If you miss this, you miss your blessing,
Right.
right?
Right.
This is the key to your blessing.
Right.
This is the key to the better things in life working out in your favor.
Yeah.
I cannot stress enough over the last probably decade that I have really grabbed onto this and seen it work in my own life. But I really wanted to do an episode on this to make sure people were pausing and taking the time to understand the power of this. And
Yeah.
that is simply the power of gratitude.
That's right.
You know, today's topic is about being grateful, the power of gratitude, what it not only does for you, but we already know what it does for others. You know, it's a powerful way to make others feel good. It's a powerful way to sow into other people's lives, but
Yeah.
it's not just about what you're putting out. The beauty of gratitude is there's this reciprocal that happens just out of your obedience to do it. You get some good stuff back that really makes a difference in your life. I also thought today, as we were getting ready to come online, what an appropriate conversation in the month of November as we get ready for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Duh.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
giving thanks again.
Yeah.
Of course, the original day, not necessarily being something that we want to get into right now, but let's just
Yeah.
think about what it means today is about being thankful to be with family and great food and great times and great football and just great environments that we pause and become grateful for. So, very appropriate here as we come up into the month of November as well. I wanted to kind of kick things off by really just talking about the value and the power of being grateful. You know, we live in a really fast paced world. Most of our lives are, you know, you get up, you work, you go here, you go there, you pick up the kids, or if you got kids, you go to work, you know, everything is doom, 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 doom. And I don't know if most people are even taking a moment to think about all of the incredible things that happen throughout your day that you need to be thankful for. I know I wasn't. You know, this is new
Yeah.
for me to begin getting laser focused on this topic
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
making it a part of my day because you know my old world was run 900 miles an hour, come home, eat, veg out, crash, get up and go do
Yeah.
it again.
Same
Right?
thing. Yeah.
You know, you get up in the morning, you say some prayers, you might say some prayers before you go to sleep. You know, are you really sitting in a place of gratitude? I wasn't. I'm just doing my ritual stuff, just being grateful, you know, for life in general, thanking God for the basic things that you're doing, but not living in a space of gratitude. And so, what I found over the years was that the more I began to really intentionally focus on gratitude, the better my life got in all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
It don't mean that you ain't gonna have some trials and tribulations,
Right.
but I dare you in your worst day to flip out of that mode and start thanking God for what is right. I dare you. I dare you to take your worst day, like the worst event is happening, and while you're in the midst of it, you pause and you say, but you know what, Lord? I thank you for this. I thank you for this. Somebody would think you crazy, but let me tell you, my brother, your life will never be the same.
Yeah.
Because in that moment that you were wise enough to know that even whatever it was that wasn't working right, your overall total life is still worth being grateful for.
That's right.
It will change everything about you, including the situation that you're in.
That's right.
Powerful thing. It
Yeah.
has, for me, been a tool recently, as I have dealt with grief. It's become a tool for me to process through those days. By staying in a place of gratitude allows me to overcome those moments. And the more I do it, the more powerful I recognize it is in our lives. And the fact that, for the most part, most of us don't give it as much credit as it deserves. Gratitude, very, very, very powerful. Powerful for our bodies, physically, chemically, does something to us to live in this optimistic place called gratitude and gratefulness in general. Um, it chemically changes us when we exist in that space where we are consciously thinking about others and consciously being grateful for the things that we do have versus what we're missing in our lives. Just, I think it's just an amazing topic. There's so many ways that we're going to chop this up tonight. Um, when you and I talked earlier this week, I think a lot of what we were also talking about is what is the real meaning of this word? And
Yeah.
you've done a really good job of pulling some of the definition of that. Do you have that in front of you?
Let's see the definition. So this guy, he asked the question, what is gratitude? And he says that gratitude is a conscious, positive emotion one can express when feeling thankful for something, whether tangible or intangible.
Yeah.
He says that from the time that we were little, we were asked to thank others when they give us a gift or extend a nice gesture, and we learn to thank automatically. That's like a social rule. But how many times do we extend thanks for the little good things that happen to us daily? Do we really know how to be grateful?
Yeah.
Do we? And I think that's a really great question, TC. Do we really know how to be grateful? I tell you this, and I think you can attest to this. I think there are times when we we focus more on what we lost,
Yeah.
and we forget to be grateful for what's left. You know,
Yeah.
it's yeah. We forget about everything that we still have left, and we focus more on what we've lost. But I got a question for you, man.
Sure.
And my question for you, TC, would be, let me see, I got this written down. Hold on, buddy.
You came ready with it.
Yeah, well, you Uncle T. You Uncle T, man. So here it is. Here's a good one for you. Kick it off. When was the last time you felt grateful for something?
Oh, trying to think. There's been many times. Well, I called you the other night, and I was
Yeah,
having a moment,
yeah,
and that day required me to find things to be grateful for
oh yeah,
to get out of that funk. Right? That's what I
yeah,
told you.
yeah,
Because I had lost an entire day to grief.
yeah,
You know, my mom, I woke up that morning thinking about my mom. And since she's passed, I've not had that day.
yeah,
And it kind of caught me off guard because I thought I was good. And I was like, it wasn't a bad feeling. I woke up, I was just thinking about mom. And I got started on my day and I was like, okay, let me get some stuff done around the house. Before I knew it, it kind of overtook me in a heavy way. It wasn't just thinking about mom, it was missing mom.
yeah,
And I started doing some laundry and I sat down and all of a sudden I didn't feel like getting up. I heard the buzzer go off that I needed to put it in the dryer. I didn't even want to go in there and get the stuff. So before I knew it, I was falling in this dark place without even knowing. And I just, like, all the energy left my body. I was just all of a sudden in this depressive state. And I proactively pulled myself from that by just being grateful. I
Yeah.
began practicing what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
thinking about what I do have.
Yeah.
And I began thanking God for just waking up, like we talked about last time, them old people
Yeah.
saying waking up in your right mind,
Yeah.
and still being in a good place, and life is still good, and my kids are healthy and I'm healthy, and financially I'm good, and my health and I just went down the road with all of that. And ultimately that evening I was in a completely different headspace, and that's when you and I
Yeah.
talked.
Yeah.
But that was the day, just the other day, where I had to go there in order to rescue myself. And that's a good point. You know what, people? Um, Sometimes you got to rescue yourself.
Yeah. That's good, TC.
And
Very good.
I'm here to tell you, ain't nobody coming. First of all,
Yeah.
don't nobody want to carry this cloud.
Yeah.
And people talk a good talk, and even if they wanted to, sometimes you just got to rescue yourself. There were no hugs
Yeah.
available that day. Wasn't
Yeah.
nobody here but me and the cat. And,
Yeah.
and, and so I had to just rescue myself. And I did that by being grateful. Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what? I think another word too to go along with rescue yourself. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes, as the song says, sometimes you have to give your own self a pat on the back.
There you go.
To get
Yeah.
yourself going. And I think you know what, man. We have so many relationships with different people, and everybody kind of serves a different role in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But how often are we really grateful for the people that God has placed in our lives, man?
Mm.
I think oftentimes we don't think about the people, or we're not grateful for those people until those people are no longer here with us.
Yeah.
And then we look
Yeah.
back on it and we're like, man,
Yeah.
I got a good friend of mine. We've been friends really all my life. He passed away a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like brothers, man. Anytime people saw us together, if they didn't know us, they thought we were brothers. But we grew up in the same neighborhood. And man, I used to always tell him how grateful I was for our relationship. But when he passed away, though, TC, it was just the gratefulness was, it went to a whole nother level because I
Mm.
started thinking back on 50 plus years of a
Mm.
relationship, the things that we shared, the things that we did together, man. And even right now to this day, I can be sitting up doing something and I'll be like, man, Reggie, his name was Reginald
Yeah.
Holt, man. I'll be like,
Yeah.
man, Reggie, boy, man, what I wouldn't give
Mm.
for you to be here so I can run this across you, man, run this through you, man. And
Mm-hmm.
because he was one of those guys, he wouldn't give you a lot of advice. He would just
Mm.
be there to listen.
And
That's it.
guess what?
Just
Sometimes that's
listen.
worth more than gold itself. Yeah.
Man, do you understand that, man? I
Yeah.
mean, just be there to listen. And he would just sit patiently and look you
Mm-hmm.
in your face and be just nod his head.
It's all about giving people their flowers while they live. We've heard that. Some of us know that well. I'm absolutely convinced that this is why I'm saying in our fast pace, we're running every day to the end of the day worlds, that we have overlooked that far too often until it's too late. And hopefully today's program is also a wake up call. If there are
Yeah.
things that you're hearing and you're not doing them, don't let this just be Matt and I talking. Take some of this stuff to heart and say, who in my life should I be thanking right now because
Absolutely.
they're still with us? I put a
Absolutely.
post out because that's kind of where this topic came from. I was listening to something and I had this thought that ultimately simply said, stop trying to pay back the people who did you wrong.
Wow.
Start paying back the people who did you
Did you
right.
right?
Think about that.
Yeah.
there are so many people who are responsible for how your life has gone because of a simple intervention, a kind word, an encouraging word, an introduction to someone who introduced you to someone who introduced you to someone else that got your business going or got your career going, or I say this one lightly, or someone possibly introduced you to your spouse. Now, those of y'all who
Yeah.
have healthy marriages, you're
Yeah.
basically going to love that individual. Some of y'all who didn't have healthy marriages, you still want to shoot them. But I'm talking about y'all with some healthy marriages. Someone possibly made the connection to the love of your life. You
Wow,
should,
man.
you should, for those of y'all in good places, you should thank them. And guess what? For those of y'all in bad places, when it went down, it was all good. So you
It was
still need
all
to go
good.
thank them.
Yeah.
Now, what y'all did after that, that's on y'all.
Yeah.
But someone possibly orchestrated that. And again, if that ain't somebody worthy of thank you, especially if you in a good healthy relationship, or even if you had a relationship that's gone, but you got beautiful children out of it,
Yeah.
what a great opportunity to thank somebody for what they did in that moment when things were right. There's just
Yeah.
so many things like that that we never think about. Like I said, careers, personal relationships, people who were instrumental in connecting A to B and B to C that we overlook, especially if we mess around and get a little success in our life.
Yeah.
Somebody asked you how you did it. You done totally forgot that Fred introduced you to Bobby, and Bobby was the one that put you on, and that's how the connect happened. But by the time
Yeah.
you get there, 10 years later, they ask you what you did. You just, your chest big. You talking about what you've been doing to grind. I've been grinding. Well, there were some other people that were in there. And the real question is, do you have enough sense to pause and say, but you know what? There was this one person. Man, if he had not said X, Y, and Z, if he had not inspired me and said, you got this, right? So that could be family members, friends, or otherwise, but taking a moment while these people live to give them their flowers will do you good. Not only will it do you good, listen, we've heard this before. Closed mouths don't get fed,
Don't
right?
get
Ain't
fed.
that what we
That's
heard?
right. That's what we heard. Yeah. All our life.
The same is true for those of us who don't understand the power of giving. Closed hands don't receive.
That's right.
You know, you ever notice that people, I'm a giver. Anybody know me, you already know that's how I roll. First of all, I already figured it out a long time ago.
That's right.
If you give, you'll be able to give. So
That's right.
that's the magic. That one
You-
right there, y'all can take to the bank right now. Because if you the person at dinner with your friends all your life and you ain't never paying, you're never gonna be able to pay.
Yeah.
You're the person at dinner with your friends and you fighting for the check, you're gonna always have the ability to pay. That one, take to the bank, mark my words. Anyone who
Boy.
can't pay is because you never try to. You're just glad to be in the company of people who pay. But here's how it works. Closed hands are people who are, I done made a buck, I got it. This how I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna keep everything I got. I'm gonna hang out with people who do things, and I'm gonna just take the ride. And I ain't, if I have to, I might put something on it, but I know old Bobby over here balling out, so I'm gonna just ride with him. This is your position. I can't get nothing to you.
That's right.
Whereas if you're a giver, your hands are open. Not only can you give, you can receive. You cannot receive in this position. This is something that a lot of people miss. And a lot of it is because in their mind, they're thinking to get ahead, I got to hold on to what I got. I got to keep everything I got in order for me to be able to get to my next level. And it's really quite the opposite, which is not natural in your mind. If you give, you will have it to give. That's hard to tell somebody struggling. What? Yeah, if you give, you will have it to give. And I ain't telling you break your bank and go without and not be able to feed your own kids, but we're all at different levels. $100 ain't no money for me. $100 would change somebody's life.
That's right.
$10 ain't no
Absolutely.
money for you. $10 would change somebody else's life.
That's right.
So you just have to think about get in where you fit in, and in the lane that you swim in, know that there's still people behind you. So
Man.
how are you paying it forward for the mere fact that God has got you to a place of where $10 ain't no money no more? As I remember when $10 was some money.
Yeah.
I remember when $100 was some money. Like Tyler and them said, I might not be a millionaire, but I think I might be a thousandaire at this point or something.
A hundredaire.
I got a few of them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Some of us are hundredaires.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
of us
yeah,
might
yeah.
be $10 heirs, but there are people behind you that you could bless in your current state. That I ain't telling you do this just for them. I'm telling you to do this for you. Because the moment you start doing that, God, who owns the universe, will open it up to make it possible for you to always do that.
Yeah.
It's big.
You talked about living with a closed fist. And I've shared this with my congregation many times, is that and you really said that already, but that God can't get anything to you
To you.
if you're living like this. And in order to be a blessing, God has to be able to get something to you in order to get something from you. Right? So if you living like this, and here's what happened, TC. We live like this and we're holding on to last year's blessing, 10 years ago blessing. And God is saying, let me have that. And we're saying, no, we don't want to give it up because it's been so good to us. And
Yeah.
God is saying, wait a minute, but I got something better for you though.
Better.
Let me have that. But we rather hold on to last year's blessing because it's still so good to us. That's why I told you before, good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. We want to hold on to what's good, but God wants to give you what's best.
Best.
Right? And so if you living like this, God can't get a blessing to you. And he sure ain't gonna be able to get a blessing through you because you just holding on like that, man. And as far as in giving flowers, man, let me do this here. And it's something that I should have done. Our relationship, 25 years, man. That's a long time. 25-year relationship. That's a really long time. So I want to do this, while we're on the air. And I want to give you your flowers, man, and tell you thank you, man. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for what you have poured into me. I knew nothing about wireless communication. Nothing. The little bit that I know, I learned from you. I was hired at WebLink Wireless PageMark. Didn't know anything. I was promoted just because I had a mouth and I got the job. And I was sitting up in that office, me and Derek Ray, neither one of us knew anything until TC walked into the office. And I'm like, who is this dude? This dude come in here knowing everything. And I would always ask you questions, TC.
Yeah.
Listen to this. I never traveled for a company until I met you. You were the one who talked Wade into allowing me to go to Atlanta with you.
Yeah.
You talked Wade into allowing me to go to Nashville, Tennessee to do my first trade show with you. It was you who called me and said, hey, T-Mobile is building a new center in Frisco. How far are you from Frisco, Texas? Hey, man, I'm right up the street. You need to get up there. I go to T-Mobile. I send my resume in, and I'm one of the first supervisors hired in the tech support department, man. So I owe that to you, man, and I really thank you for that, TC, man. I really do. I appreciate that. You need to
Listen,
know
that
that,
warms
bro.
my heart just thinking back on those times and not, and that's funny to be the recipient of that. It feels good, and it brings back to memory. I was just doing what I love to do, which is help people, not even knowing the impact
Yeah,
of what that was going to do for
Yeah.
you or anyone else who came in my space. You was gonna learn something about wireless. You didn't have a
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
But yet to see your career
Yeah.
explode from that and be able to take care of your family and your
Yeah.
lifestyle, and we ain't never not made good money, so we
That's
didn't make
right.
we've been making money for a long time.
Right.
And so that's heartwarming to know that I played a small part in that. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was absolutely
Oh,
my
it was
joy.
small, but it
But
wasn't small by
well,
any means, bro. That was
well,
huge.
okay, I'll
That was
take that.
huge, man. Let me tell you this. Going to T-Mobile, I wound up making at T-Mobile at that time was the most money I had ever made on any
Yeah.
job when I got hired at
Wow.
T-Mobile, for real.
Wow.
So brother, you played a huge role in that, huge role. So man, yeah.
Oh,
So
good.
man, I appreciate you for that. I really do. So
The
I'm giving you
roses
your flowers
the
today, bro.
roses smell
Yes,
really good. I just want you to know it's cool to be on the other side of that. The roses
yeah,
smell great, man. You are more than
yeah,
welcome.
man.
I'm so glad that I was given that opportunity to sow, my passion and my gift into you. And more importantly, I'm so glad you were able to receive it. I
Yeah,
mean, people I've come across who just don't catch it, don't
mm-hmm.
don't catch it, don't care, and
Yeah,
it's okay. I
yeah,
had to learn how to tone it. That was my wife. She used to be on me about, honey, everybody ain't. She said, everybody's not trying to be great.
yeah,
Everybody's not trying to be like on the top. Some people just want to go to work and come home. And she was like, because she sees me get excited and I want to, she was like, honey, everybody don't care how it works.
yeah,
They just want to know that it does.
yeah,
I literally had to tone down my excitement about technology
mm-hmm.
and begin to pay attention and read people. And she was totally right. Most
Mm-hmm.
people don't
Mm-hmm.
care. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
he talked about, I don't, my stepfather used to say, I don't know what that boy said, but I believe it because I see his lifestyle. So
Yeah,
did not have a clue. And I had to learn how to read people better and know whether I was sowing in the good soil, because some people don't
mm-hmm.
care, and it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. It was my thing.
You know what? I tell you what, man. I remember my wife and I. We were going through a challenging time financially, and I've never ever worried about what I'm going to eat, where I'm going to sleep. I've never worried about money. I've always believed that God's going to take care of me, no matter what it looks like. I just hang on to that God's going to take care of me, man. And I remember telling her, listen, we have sown into so many lives. I just believe that God is not going to let us be without, because we genuinely from our heart have sown into people's lives. And and not to turn this into some type of religious show, but the Bible says that give and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, runneth over, in good measure shall it be given unto you.
Yeah,
And so that's what I believe. I give, and I know if I give, I we can't be God given,
that's
but I
right.
just
Now you said,
believe.
now we went to church, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Hey, that's what the old folk used to say, man.
Hey,
They
that's
had
what they
they had that
say.
song that they used to sing during when the people when it was came time for tithes and offering when I was a little
Yeah.
boy. It was the song was give and it shall be given unto you.
Uh-huh.
No, it was you can't be God given. The more you give, the more He gives to you. So just
That's right.
keep on giving, because it's really true that you can't be God given. And
Right.
man, they used to sing that song TC. I was a kid, man. Them old folks being there just shouting, the women, old ladies' wig be twisted to the side, and they just be going. And I was just a kid sitting in the balcony, man. It was like a comedy show to me, man. I
Right.
laughed like you wouldn't believe, getting pinched by older folk,
Right.
man. But you know what? At 58.
Yeah, man, that
It don't
means
make you
something.
laugh now.
Boy, you better stop playing with that thing. It's real.
Man, I
Yeah.
am so grateful, man. I'm grateful for the highs and the lows, man,
Yeah.
because we when we're on the mountaintop, we really celebrate.
Yeah.
We kick it when we get
Yeah.
to the mountaintop. we don't really learn anything on the mountaintop, because on the mountaintop, that's celebration time. You don't learn anything there. You learn when you're in the valley. That's why when you do get to the mountaintop, you grateful for your valley experiences, man. No matter how hard it was, it made you cry, it hurt. You couldn't wait till it was over with. But when it is over with, and you look back and you see your growth, and you say, "Wow, I went through that so that I can be right here," and man,
appreciate
and
being there. That's it. That's the whole purpose of the valley. I mean, without the valley, most of us wouldn't be able to do what we're talking about here. And like I said, we done all had some valley moments. So ain't no way you can wake up tomorrow and not find some reason to be grateful. Because life gives it to you in all forms and fashions. And so it's about pausing and remembering those valleys. Therefore, your whole day should be full of some reasons to be thankful. Because thank God I ain't where I used to be. Is what it really boils down to. And that's a fact.
And it also gives you the opportunity, man, when you go through something and you come out of it and you're grateful for it. I'll speak for myself. It has never failed that I always meet someone who is going through what I just came out of, and it gives me an opportunity to share with them, hey, here's what's happening.
Right.
But here's how you can come out of that.
Yeah.
Because in other words, we don't go through stuff just to be going through it, man. I think we go through it so that we can share it with somebody else that's going through the same thing. And that's all a part of being grateful, man.
Yeah.
Just being grateful that you came out of it, being grateful that you can share that with somebody that's going through. Because the other thing is this, man, gratitude, it helps your mental, man. When you're grateful, it helps your mental. Being grateful helps you to sleep good at night.
Come on now.
You get some good rest, man, when you're grateful. I told my wife, I say, listen, babe, I can sleep in a cardboard box as long as I'm with you. Because I'm grateful for the wife that I have and for who she is and what she represents and how she supports me and covers me. And so, man, I don't know, man. TC, I can go on and on with this,
man. And we should to some degree. Let me tell you some other thoughts. So here's the other thing. Being grateful, again, has so much power in it. Being grateful and having gratitude, especially when you're in time of need, empowers people who help you to want to help you. Think about that. How much easier is it to help someone who you've helped in the past and was so grateful, showed their appreciation, thanked you, came back and gave you your flowers? If they come back again, you ain't got no problems helping these people.
None.
You ain't got none. You're looking forward to the opportunity to be a blessing. Now we're going back to why am I blessed? You're blessed to be a blessing. So when you find people who are grateful, genuinely grateful, and you then have an opportunity to sow into that soil, it's a whole nother feeling. It's good to be the lender and not the borrower. Although let me tell y'all, us lenders, we catch it because there's some people that'll run you ragged and play you like a violin. You just have to know that your source is bigger than the people that you're helping. But at the end of the day, that is a powerful, powerful thing, is to truly be grateful, because it makes it so much easier for people to help you, knowing that you are appreciative to the help that you've been given. That right there will take you far.
That's powerful, man. And you know, the other thing is this: people like that, oftentimes you don't even wait until they call you again.
No, you checking on them.
You checking on them.
You checking on them.
That's right.
Very different.
You call those people and say, hey, are you okay?
Are you good?
You good?
Just checking on you. How's your day? Right. How'd that thing work out? It's very different. Very different.
I was telling you about my brother Reggie, and I remember being laid off, man. And I called him and I said, hey, man, listen, bro, I got laid off today. And he was like, okay, so what? I said, what you mean, so what, man? I'm telling you, bro, I got laid off today. He said, okay, what you worried about? I said, nothing really. He said, well, I was just making sure cause you know I got you, right? And I didn't quite you know when somebody say I got you, that means that if for some people that means that if I need I can call you and you're gonna help me out. But you
Right.
know I never called him not one time to ask him for anything. But you know every week he was sending me money. I never asked. Every week he was sending me money. That blew me away, man. And you know what? Here's the other thing, man. With being grateful, this was a problem for me because I was grateful, but I had a lot of pride too. So sometimes I would refuse it. Nah, man, I'm good. You know, because it's the man in me. You know, I can provide for myself. I'm gonna get out here and get it. You know, and the pride in me was like, nah, man, I'm good, bro. And he would like force me, hey, man, take this. Nah, bro,
Right.
I'm good. No, you gonna take this. And I said, no, I'm good. And he would, if I'm in front of his house, he would just throw it in my car and walk in the house. You know, or he if we're at church, he'll just put it in my pocket or my coat pocket and walk off, man. And TC, man, we talking about people that are grateful. I would be so grateful, man. I'd be in tears, man. Because the truth of the matter, I really needed it.
Yeah. And he knew it. And he knew it. And that's called learning how to receive. Some of that is a maturity thing as well.
Yeah, it sure is.
Especially for us men, you know, our pride
sure
get
is.
all up in the way and folk be hungry based on our pride. Pride ain't fed nobody in my house. So I've already learned a long time ago how to step out of that. And no, it don't feel good to be in that situation. But when you have others who are depending on you and you need a little help, it's okay. It's okay to get a little help. That's called learn how to receive. Now,
Yeah.
I'm at a place in life where that ain't no big deal, but anybody want to send anything over here to your boy?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm older. I know how to receive.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be no problem. I told
Hey,
most people,
I've grown since then.
I'm matured. but the problem is I'm a thousandaire. $100 ain't gonna do nothing for me now. If you if you coming over here, I got big bills. So I appreciate anything you want to do to throw into the little kitty. But just know
Yeah,
we at a different level. But I'll take it any way you want to give it and
I'm
be
trying to
totally
tell you.
grateful. What?
I'm trying to
Thank
tell you,
you.
man. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Every day, twice on Sunday.
Yeah, I've grown since then, man.
Oh,
My
yeah.
mom used to tell me when I was younger, you need to learn how to put your pride to the side and let
Come
somebody
on now.
help you. And I'd be like, I would go without because I'm
Yeah.
not taking nothing from you. You know what it was too? Because I had that old jacked up ghetto mentality that if they give it to me,
Now you owe them something.
yeah, like I owe them something. Or they gonna hold it over my head, you know. And so I'm like, no.
Well, the wrong
I'll do
people,
without.
the wrong people will do that, and this is why you need to understand that a big part of this is about being grateful and not being able to look at your giving as something that I'm doing. It's not a power trip, right? So taking something from the wrong people could leave you in that situation. But at the same time, if you recognize what the power of your giving can do, they would know that it is far better to give in that manner. Like I said, first of all, I try not to give nothing to nobody that I can't be without. Okay,
Right.
so that way I ain't gotta go get the Glock.
Right.
We and lose my religion about nothing.
Right.
So I try to
right.
stay in my lane with that. And again, it ain't like I'm out here trying to throw some money away, but if you're doing something to somebody, you have to be doing it for the right reasons in order for anything that we're talking about here to work in your favor anyways.
Yeah.
This gratitude thing don't work like that.
Yeah.
It also covers the area of paying it forward.
Right.
How many times have we had opportunities to buy someone's groceries or pay for the car behind you at the drive-through,
Right.
paying things forward like that. If you're
Yeah.
doing that for the reasons of, hey, look at me, here I am on social media, look what I did, blah, 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 then you just got
Right.
your reward. Right,
That's right.
right there. The fact that we know you did it, you're good.
That's right.
When you
That's right.
do that silently, anonymously, and just move in a place of, I'm doing that first out of gratitude. I am grateful that
Yeah.
I have been blessed
Blessed. Right.
to be a blessing. That's
That's
the
right.
reward.
That's
And
right.
when you do it from that place, like I just said, watch your life turn around.
Yeah,
Watch
man.
your life turn
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, God,
Quietly,
God opens
silently.
door. Yeah, God opens doors, man.
Man,
I share this,
I'm
man,
living it.
and I share this, and it's not to try to showcase or brag about anything, but during the
Yeah.
pandemic, my wife and I, we would go and we'll go to a grocery store and we'll buy groceries, and then we'll just go to individuals' house, sit it at their front door, ring their doorbell, and get in the car and drive off.
Wow.
We would put a card in there, put money in the card, and give them a couple of bags of groceries. And these were people that that had single mothers, had children. No, they probably were struggling. And so we did that, man. And because one of the things that it does too, as you just said, I was grateful that we were able to do that.
Yeah,
It
man.
wasn't like we were millionaires,
Yeah.
but
Again,
with
but
the
there's always somebody
little,
behind you. Uh-huh.
but
Yeah.
with the little that we had,
Yeah,
we
man.
were able to be a blessing to somebody who didn't have as much as we had, man.
That's right.
And I know that people's lives were blessed, and I really believe that the people that we did that for, I think they in turn turned around and did the same thing for others,
Paying
man.
it
And,
forward.
paying it forward, and that's what great gratitude does.
Sure.
Gratitude, man. You bless because you're giving, but it also blesses that person to give as well. Like you said, that's what happens in Starbucks, in the drive-through all the time.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Somebody
Yeah.
you pull up and they said the person in front of you paid for yours, and then you
I've
say,
had
okay,
it happen,
well,
and I've done it.
but let me ask you this one though.
What's up?
What one time somebody paid for mine, and when I pulled up to the window, they told me, and I said, well, how much is the person behind me? And it was like $30 some dollars. I said, well, I'll pay half of that.
I'm gonna put something on it.
Let me
I
put
got
15
5
on
it.
that. Yeah, I'll put $15 on that.
Oh, well, it was just one of them days. Some days you just ain't got it like that, but you did what you could with what you had, and
Hey,
that's
man.
big. That's
Because
big.
think about it, if somebody
That's
is
big.
buying $30 worth of coffee,
Yeah.
and they pull up to the window, and somebody tells you, well, the person in front of you paid half of your bill,
Yeah.
you still gonna turn around, what,
Bro.
and you're gonna take that 15 and pay the person behind you.
Come
man.
on now. Like I said, I will take it any way you
Any
deliver it and be grateful.
Yeah.
Period. I have learned how to receive. You understand?
Yeah.
There's a blessing in just learning how to receive. So
Yeah,
it's all
yeah,
good.
yeah, man.
No, paying it forward is another good one. There are so many opportunities that we have throughout the day to do those kinds of things. And I think, there's another area that just will bless you internally if we proactively think about that. And again, the purpose for paying things forward should be because you've been put in a position to do so. The
Yeah.
mere fact that you are in position to do so is the blessing.
Yeah.
And now you're acting on it, and you're actually pushing that thing forward. And like we just said, the hope is that because the way someone's life is affected, it's one thing to talk about paying it forward. It's a different thing to be the recipient of it.
Yeah.
It changes you.
Yeah.
Your whole day, that person went home and talked about that all day. I promise you. Told at least 4 or 5 people about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh,
one.
yeah.
It's one of the few times where good news travels faster than bad.
Bad news.
See,
Yeah.
because bad news we tell 10 people. Normally, something good we tell 1. But when someone directly affects you, man, your whole day is different. It ain't even got to be nothing big. You are going to share that story, and it's almost a mind-blowing experience. Like, wow, somebody did such and such and such and such, especially when it's random. I've
Yeah.
randomly blessed somebody, in a store. A lady was, having some problems with some groceries or something, and she pulled it together at the register at the last minute. but I saw her like counting out her last,
Right. Right.
and I followed her out to the. First of all, I think she thought I was coming for her, Matt. She saw me come up behind her, and I didn't mean to startle her, but I said I was behind you at the register, and I just want to ask you, is it okay if I bless you? And I gave her $100 bill.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she expected that. I had folded it, and she was like, and she said, "Oh, you startled me." And I said, "I didn't mean to startle you, but I was behind you in the register." She was like, "Oh, okay." And I saw what she had to go through, so I folded this $100 bill up, and she said, "Sure," and I just put it in her hand and walked away. But I saw her open it and then stand there at her car door, just like blew out.
Yeah.
I don't know her name from Adam. I walked to my car, got in my car, and watched it go down and drove off. I felt amazing. She didn't need to know my name.
Yeah.
I didn't need to know her name. I know that $100 bill changed her world that day, and that was the biggest blessing in the world for me. So
It probably changed her life, man.
her life.
Not
Yeah,
just that
yeah.
day. It probably changed her life,
Yeah.
man. She probably had a
and-
paradigm shift, man.
She is talking about that. That was years ago.
That's
To
right.
this day.
That's right.
To this day, she
That's right.
says, "I promise you," she is telling the story of one time I was at Publix and blah 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 blah.
That's
So
right.
that's the stuff that I'm talking about. This is so much bigger than us. Is the point that I want to make in our last 8 minutes? We gonna close our podcast at the top of the hour for the first time.
Yeah.
Maybe. The, the point that I really want us to get out of this is so much bigger than us individually. Gratitude and being grateful and paying it forward. I've always said, first of all, God is not doing nothing just for you.
Never.
Think about that. He's not. That's not how he works. It's never about you. It's about you and everything you're capable of doing with what he's giving you. I tell men, you need to be in the right place, because he ain't just blessing you. A single man might get a certain kind of blessing, but a married man with some kids to feed, you're gonna get a different kind of blessing, because God knows that what I do for you takes care of generations. So it's never just about you. And the moment you recognize that and know that it's not about me, it's about me being in position so that those that I am responsible for can benefit. That's when it kicks in. And so part of that is not just receiving, but giving. Being grateful for what you got. I don't care how little or how much it is. And then having enough sense to pay things forward.
Yeah.
You got $100, giving somebody 10 is a big deal that ain't got no money. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
And it is the ability to be grateful for what you got that should spark you to want to do those things for others. And then ultimately just being grateful for wherever you're at on the scale. I don't care how much money you make. There was a time when you didn't make it. I don't care what situation you in. Most of us can think about a time when it wasn't as good as it is now, even if it ain't great.
Yeah.
But the simple fact of the matter is, every day you wake up, you have an opportunity to be grateful for exactly where you at. And I promise you, if you focus on that and do that daily, your life will change for the better quicker than you can imagine. This is faster than any new job you can get. This is faster than hitting the lottery. This is faster than all that, because this is the secret to prosperity in my mind. It's the secret sauce to success, because when God sees that you are paying attention to the littlest things, sometimes it's the little stuff. It's not the car. It's the fact that the kid is healthy. It's the fact that I'm in my right mind and I got enough sense to know I'm not doing these things by myself, that he's bigger than me and I'm thanking him. It's just the fact that you got enough sense to know that that will get you to the next level. The other one that I still say, in your worst day, and we all have some, and I want to call them days, in your worst moment, when you're having one of
Yeah.
those moments, if you will pause, shut that moment down, it ain't natural, y'all, and just focus on being grateful in that very moment, you watch God blow your mind. When you come out of that situation and you look back, it's kind of like when you go to the doctor and you get a bad doctor's report, and you just want to fall out in that moment. If you just start being grateful for what is okay, and the fact that I'm still standing and that it's going to be okay, if you just put yourself in, you watch how God changes that moment
Yeah.
versus you letting that moment take you out, fall apart, oh, Lord, whatever. Go the other direction and watch your life change. I ain't telling y'all what I think. I ain't telling you what some pastor told me. I'm not telling you something that I read. I'm telling you something that I've lived and I know. And I dare you to try it.
Yeah.
Watch your
You,
life change.
you know, it's amazing you said that because I'm reading this here and this article, and it said when it comes to gratitude, you should reflect on challenges. And he says, consider challenges you faced during the day and find something positive within them. And this can shift your perspective.
Oh, yeah.
Just to find some positive and having you called it a moment. He says a day,
right.
but a moment. But if you can
Yeah.
find some positive in that moment, it'll shift your perspective. The other thing too, TC, real quick, is we talked about some of the grand things that we can be thankful for, but there's some really small things, man, that mean a lot to people. Let me give you one. One is holding the door open for someone. That's huge for me. That is so huge for
I
me,
know.
man. To when I'm coming into a store, or if I'm walking out and I see somebody coming in, I hold the door open for them.
Simple gesture. So
And
powerful.
some people will say thank you. Some people won't say anything.
Yeah.
But anytime somebody holds the door open for me, I make it a point to say thank you so very much. And I say it just like that. Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
I had a lady I held the door open for at a 7-Eleven. And when I held the door open for her, she almost gave me a speech of gratitude. Thank you so much. That was really so kind of you. And when I stepped to the register, she was in front of me. She said, let me let you go before me because I appreciate what you did for me. I'm like, no, you go ahead. You was already here. But that made me feel so good that she was appreciative of a simple thing of holding the door open, man. It's a small thing, but it means a lot to some people. And there are some people who will say thank you and probably have never held the door open for somebody. But now that you did it for them,
Yeah. You
they're
know what
probably
it feel
holding.
like
Yeah,
now.
yeah, they're probably holding the door every time they get a chance. They're holding the door.
Let me say this as we get ready to wrap. We've talked about gratitude here tonight, and being grateful, and more importantly, the power of using this to not only be a blessing to others, because out of gratitude we get to be a blessing to others, but think about what this would do to us as a society.
Wow.
As a society, if we were to go out every day and do one thing for someone else because we are grateful that God has given us the ability to do it. That's your reason for doing it. So I'm just so grateful, Lord, that you let me get up in my right mind, and I got 3 cars. I can pick one and drive. I can do stuff. Or again, Lord, thank you for the one car that I got, and 3 of the tires need to be changed, but it's still rolling, and the heater works sometimes, but I can put a jacket on and I can give people a ride somewhere.
Yeah.
If we would just do one thing to alter someone's life, what kind of society would we live in? If we would all do one simple thing, like open the door for somebody, what would society, and here's the beauty, it's kind of like voting. We get so caught up on voting at the national level that we forget the most impactful voting is at the local level, the midterms.
That's right.
So what if you just did some stuff in your neighborhood, in your county, in your city, and just made a difference in other people's lives out of the fact that you're grateful that you get to do it?
Yeah.
What kind of impact will we have? And let me take it even back further. Start in your house. 'Cause I don't believe
that's
in
a
doing
good one,
something
boy.
for neighbors and you ain't done something for the wife and kids.
Oh, wow.
In your own house. If
Very
you just,
good, man.
just got a little bit nicer. You know, as parents, we have a tough role. And sometimes we get caught up in this disciplinarian thing. I'm guilty of that. Just trying to be a good, stern father and keep them on the right. What if you're just a little nicer today? I wish that I had caught this own message for myself.
Very
But
good,
what if you was
man.
just a little nicer today and said some nicer things to the kids today and said a few nicer things to the wife today? What would your house be like tomorrow?
Wow, man, that's good. Man, you know
Right?
what? TC,
Just a little.
man, listen, confession is good for the soul, but bad for the reputation, okay? Let me just say.
I don't care about my rep. I'm
So-
transparent.
right. So let me just put this out there. Man, my wife told me one time, she said, you're patient with those people on your job, but when you come home, you don't have patience for me. I was like, and man, you know what? I really tried to fight it and back it up. No, that's not true. That's a job. I get paid to do that.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? She was so right, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
And I tried
was
to
mine.
make sure that I practice that in my home, man, to
Yeah.
be patient with my
Yeah.
wife. I know I'm not the best at it, but man, I work so hard to be patient with my wife, to listen to her.
That's
And
good.
my wife, she says that men have this 20-second delay, because when she's talking to me, she said, "You didn't hear anything I said," and so I said, "Yes, I did," and I repeat what she said. Yeah, that's cause men have a 20-second delay. You guys, y'all know how to do that. No, I'm like, no, but I'm listening for
Because you
real.
purposely, listen.
Yeah, I'm listening for real, man. But
Yeah.
that thing starting, hey, charity starts at home.
Starts at home. Yes, sir.
Should be in the home first.
That's
Gratitude, man, that was so good, man. Gratitude
Yeah.
ought to begin in the house
At
with
the
the people who are closest to you that you have relationship with every day.
Every day.
Man,
And we
that's
miss
good.
it. We miss it out of just doing this thing called life. I missed it. I tried my best to do some things right. And, we did all kinds of counseling. And, again, so this show is so cathartic for me in the fact that stuff that I missed in my own house, I pray to God lets me tell somebody else so they can get it right in theirs. Right. And I don't think I was a bad father. I'll let my kids come on and tell y'all, whether they think I was a bad father. I did the best that I knew how with the skills that I had. I think we all do.
It was OJT, man. It was on the job
Come on,
training, bro.
always. And everybody in this is still going through it right now. So if
Yeah.
I can give you a nugget that will help take that thing to the next level, then please take these nuggets and sow them well. Because this is an area that I promise you will enhance any part of your relationship. Personal, work, the whole 9 years. I got friends, the Fullers, who say, love and kindness is always in season.
Always.
Always.
It'll never
Always.
go out of style.
Never. And again, we probably overlook it with the closest to us more than anybody. I did it. I hate it. I hate it. Hate that I didn't focus more on that. But
Yeah.
when you know better, you do
better.
better. I'm not going to
Yeah.
beat myself up. I did my very best. I made a lot of mistakes, and hopefully I did some stuff right. But when you know better, you do better. I am
Very good,
past that age of having kids in the house now, but we are parents forever. And in my counseling role now, I am trying to do a better job at being nicer, being kinder, trying to be more patient with my adult children. It is not always easy because as parents, we want to just be like, but I'm dad. Boom. You just want to, I know me. And then my tone get wrong, like in 0 to 60, because, so I've been working on my tone for about 40 years. So, but these are things that I think will help all of us if you heed what I'm saying and begin to implement these things in your own life. The power of gratitude, the power of being grateful will serve you in ways you will never, ever be able to measure. And absolutely let this nugget of the day be, this starts at home.
At home.
Be grateful, be kind, have gratitude. Know that you are rich. If your family is intact, you are already rich. You don't need no money. You don't need no stuff. Your wife is here. Your kids are here. Y'all in the trenches. You are rich. You're rich. You're rich.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man, that was good, brother. That was a lot, man. You know what? And can I offer a challenge for the listeners?
Sure.
Do you mind?
Yep.
Here's a good challenge. Here's a good challenge for you.
Mm-hmm.
For the remainder of this week,
Mm-hmm.
call, if you have 5 friends, call them
Good, man.
and tell them what you're grateful for, y'all's relation. Tell them that you're grateful for the relationship. Maybe they did something for you, said something to you that changed your life. You ought to call them and tell them thank you. And I really got that from Uncle T, because he told me just the other day that he had a friend that he was going to call because 40 years ago he introduced him to Connie at a basketball
That was my
game.
cousin, and I haven't, and I'm gonna do that still. So my cousin introduced me to my wife, and I don't know if I ever told her, like, seriously, like, thank you. Like I said, some of y'all don't want to thank these people who introduced you to your spouses, but like I said, when they introduced you, things was good in that moment. So still, reach out, say thank you.
Yeah, man.
But absolutely, I love that challenge, Matt. I love that challenge because it puts into action. Because this is easy to hear and go back to sleep on. 5 people. Find 5 people in your life that you owe. First of all, you're gonna blow their mind when you call them and tell them the reason of the call. Matt just blew. Again, I was trying to hold the tears back. I never really thought about how much of an impact I had on your career, but it happened. I was there. I get it.
Yeah.
I appreciate the flowers. The roses smell great. So call 5 people that have impacted your life, have said something that changed your life, that have introduced you to somebody, that introduced you to somebody that put you on. But 5 people that have impacted your life, call them and tell them thank you.
Yes.
Period.
Yes. Yes.
Pay those people back, not people who did you wrong. Don't worry about the people who did you wrong. That'll take care of itself.
Yeah, that's okay.
Pay back the people who did you right.
Yeah, man. Trina Taylor. I don't know. I don't know if she's watching. I don't think we're friends on Facebook. Maybe not. But Trina Taylor introduced my wife and I 14 years ago, man. 14 years ago, and I've never said thank you to Trina. And I gotta find Trina's phone number. She was married to a good friend of mine at the time. They're divorced now, but she was the one. The way she did it was kind of slick, but nevertheless,
I remember the story. We gotta tell the stories. We gotta tell those stories. We gotta do a segment where we tell some stories.
Yeah. And I won't go into details, but Trina Taylor, if you are listening, sister, thank you so much. And if you're not listening, I promise I'm gonna get your phone number and I'm gonna call you. I need you to hear me tell you thank you for introducing me to Miss Anita Michelle Wallace at the time, but you know, she has a better last name. You know, she used to be at the end of the line with that W Wallace. Now she's at the front of the line with the beard.
On now. bees over here.
Yes.
I love it. All right, Matt. We're gonna get out of here on the top. We're only 11 after. We're getting better at this. We
Better,
may
man.
have a 60-minute show. I don't know.
We
I'm
came
trying to
close.
just. We came close. I think that was a good shot.
Yeah, but you know
We're
what?
only
We picked
11
up
after.
we picked up steam at about
Know it.
58, 59.
801.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Look, this has been an absolutely great episode, cathartic for me.
Yeah.
Hopefully, bless some people with some good nuggets. Please take the challenge. Please take the
Yeah.
challenge, and let's do this, Matt. At the top of next week's show, I'm going to invite people who have taken this challenge to share some
man.
stories.
Very good.
Right?
I think that's
Maybe
very
we'll
good.
do
Yeah.
the first 20, 30, especially if I can get some people to get into the room.
Yeah.
If some people can come back, gladly jump on the show with some amazing stories of who you caught and how that conversation went, that would be amazing. I'm gonna
Amazing.
definitely
I like
make sure
that. I like that,
let's
man.
set
That's
some time
good.
aside for that.
That's
Yeah.
it. Hey, man, I got one more thing I need to thank you for, man. I invited you to my 50th birthday party. And to be honest with you, TC, I didn't think you were going to come. You were the only out of town guest that I invited, other than, my wife's family from Arkansas. But I'm talking about a personal friend
Yeah.
from Atlanta. And you flew in from Atlanta for my 50th birthday. But check this out. But not only did you come and we kicked it on my birthday,
Right.
but the next night, we went out that next night. We went to Sambuca. I don't know if you remember
So
that.
did.
But then check this out. Not only did you come to the birthday party, not only did we go the next night to Sambuca, but you came to church the following Sunday,
Oh,
man. I'm talking
it was
about
like a family reunion. You
It
know how you
was.
do family reunions. You have to get together, y'all kick it, and then y'all better be in church tomorrow.
yeah, man. So hey, man, that was TC. That was
Oh, damn
huge,
it.
man. To see you
Nah,
there,
man.
that blew me away, man. That was one of the highlights of my 50th birthday party. My boy flew down here
my
from
boy,
Atlanta,
man.
and you better know I was bragging about it.
Yeah.
I was bragging. Yeah, I had my boy fly down here from Atlanta. Tell you, man.
It was
Yeah.
great. This is what I love about you. You're that guy, right? And I was telling somebody, it's like, who should call? So I'm like, this is my dude. We go back. This dude is real. Y'all know me. I'm transparent. I don't do fakey. I don't do spiritually deep. If everything
right.
out your mouth is praise the Lord, da da da. We probably ain't gonna really be cool like that because I don't do all that. I need you to just
Right.
be real sometime.
That's right.
I know the Lord. We all know the Lord, but let's just be real.
Yeah,
Matt has been that dude from day one. We have always kept it real. Ain't no
Always,
smoke and mirrors. We can kick it. We can go to church. We can sit down with the wifeys. We can talk about anything. I value real people more than, and that's why I ain't but a few people in my circle. The minute that I detect that you on something like that, that other thing, just it ain't a bad thing, but that's not me. Anybody know me know that I'm the same dude no matter where you catch me.
Yeah.
At the club,
25 years, you ain't
church,
changed.
the job, I'm the same dude.
Yeah.
I don't flip. So
That's right.
finding somebody that's real like that, authentic like that, I value that, and that's why I keep about 5 dudes in my life close, because they real like that, real all the time, same dudes. You don't always find that. Some people turn on the little churchy mode, then turn on we the same all the time, and I love that, and I appreciate that about you, and that's why you one of my best friends, man, and I appreciate you being there in my life. Same to you, giving you your flowers. I don't fool with everybody. A lot of people think they know me, but it ain't but about 5 people up in my real world. You one of them. And at the end of the day, you've been there for me in ways that it would take a whole nother show to talk about. I love you like a brother. That's real.
you too, man.
Them ain't just words.
That's right.
And, we going to keep this thing rolling till the wheels fall off. So
That's right.
that's how it go. Real talk.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, look here. We're 15 after. We almost did a 60. It's okay.
Close. We close.
We getting better at this. But this has been a blast, y'all. I have enjoyed this so much. Thank you guys. I see lots of comments coming in. thank you guys so much for jumping on. I see a lot of people that I haven't seen who haven't really said anything, but I see that you're watching. I appreciate you. We hope that you continue to check us out. We are working on really building something big here. This is turning seriously into a passion for me. I got to tell you, this morning in my shower time, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I think I could do this full time and literally throw my life into this.
Yeah.
Not too many things make me feel like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
pray for us and rock with
Please.
us and roll with us. And let's see where we take this thing. I don't care how many podcasts are being done. Ain't nobody doing this one but us.
That's right. That's it.
It don't matter.
One of a
what's out
kind.
there. Ain't but one Uncle T, ain't but one Matty Matt. So
That's right.
we gonna make it work. Let's hear.
Uncle
Y'all
T.
having absolutely look at you. Oh, I ain't even started working on the logo stuff yet. He already doing it. Trust me, coming soon. Uncle T
Yeah.
merchandise already working on it. Somebody that's gonna be printing them is watching right now. So
Yeah.
working on that for sure. But listen, thank you all so much for tuning in. Please share this video if you think it will help someone. Even if you don't think it will help somebody, share it anyway so they
Share
can
it
see how
anyway,
we do
yeah.
what we do.
That's right. That's
Join us over on YouTube at Conversations with Uncle T. Like and share and subscribe that page. Continue to check us out right here on Facebook as well. And we are looking forward to some really amazing things as we continue to rock this thing out. So have an absolutely fantastic weekend coming up.
Yeah.
Halloween is coming. So for those of you who are into that, my biggest thing is passing out candy for the kids. So I get my Michael Jackson music and Thriller. I got a whole
Thriller,
soundtrack,
yeah.
Matt. I had a speaker out front. I just a whole soundtrack going on. I'm waiting for the kids to come up, and I love fooling with kids. So, but yeah, all is well, and we are looking for an exciting weekend, and hoping everybody else out there stays healthy and does the same. Matt, any final words for the
Oh, man,
for
you know what?
for my nieces and nephews?
Yeah, you already summed it up, man. We're good, man. This was it gets better and better, man. Now let me use some broken English. It gets
ahead.
gooder and gooder.
Gooder and gooder, huh?
Gooder and gooder. Yeah. Excuse the common vernacular, but gooder
It's
and
all
gooder.
good. Gooder
Yes,
and gooder.
sir.
All right. Well, I tell you what, again, have an amazing night.
Yes,
Have
sir.
an amazing weekend. We look forward to seeing y'all back here next Thursday, 7 p.m. Feel free to comment even afterwards. Tell us more about what you think about this show and any future shows that you'd like to have us actually do. All right.
Yes, sir.
Take care, Matt. Love you, boy.
All right. Love you too, man.
Y'all have a great evening. All right.
Yeah.